Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 230 in the US.
America.
In this week's episode, the duo are back together.
Hello.
JfG Ash gets a bit goosey. JfG Alex is a bat and ball boy.
Hey, bad.
There's Penny Arcade Baseball Chat. And finally, are millennials lazy?
Yes. Well, all right, I'll start the show proper now, but to be honest, that was gold. It doesn't get better than that.
Hi, and only people on the live stream are going to see that, and at the moment, that's no one.
Yep. So fuck you. No one. Right, here we go. Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 230. My name is Alex, and I'm joined, as ever, by my very good friend Ash. Hey, buddy. How's it going there?
Hey, buddy. Oh yeah. As always, feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah. Sparkling thoughts give me the hope to go on. I've missed you. Oh, yeah. Talk while you drink.
Thanks, buddy. I wish I could say the same.
Oh,
but
okay.
No, me too.
That's a lie because you've been on holiday having fun.
I have been away.
I'm guessing you've been having fun. It might have been absolute shite. Who knows?
No, it wasn't shite. It was good.
Oh, well,
it was good.
That's good then.
Yeah.
Happy days.
It was beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Go on.
Do you want to hear things about it?
Go on.
All right, yeah, fine. So, I've been to California. It's in the US, or the States, as I'm not sure any Americans call it. I think it might just be British people that call it the States.
I reckon so.
I don't know for sure. But anyway,
I don't even know if I've even called it the States. I guess I have at some point in my life.
I kind of always thought the US was the way to go.
The US, the USA... America.
Yeah.
America
with a U. Murica. I had a fantastic time.
Murica.
Yeah. I'm going to start with the plane, buddy. I watched like 10 films on the plane, back and forth.
Nice.
Almost all of them shit, but I can highly recommend Shazam because it was the best film that I saw. It was fucking excellent, and I really enjoyed it. Other films that I saw that were shit include the new X-Men film about
Phoenix,
the Rogue One, Phoenix one. Yeah, that's toilet.
Cool. Looking forward to watching
Yesterday.
That. Yeah, I want to watch that. It's about the Beatles.
Rubbish.
Oh, okay, cool. Looking forward to it.
What else did I watch? Aquaman, which
Seaman,
I assumed would be terrible.
Yes, and
pretty much
nailed it.
I actually quite enjoyed it because it was shit. So that was that.
Seaman.
Yeah. Anyway, a series of films on the plane. I watched that one with Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen, where he's like the speech writer for her, and she's
the long shot,
president, something like that.
Yes, the long shot. I thought it was all right.
It's all right.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Nailed it.
Yeah. so yeah, there's some films on the plane there to start things off, buddy. Been to Los Angeles. It is a giant shithole, Los Angeles.
Oh, I've heard this.
It's really big, gaping anus of a town. But there's good stuff there. You know, it's got some nice beaches. It's got some good theme parks. I've been to Disneyland. I had a fucking lovely time in Disneyland. It's the Halloween festivities over there at the moment.
Oh, yes.
They love the Halloween shit over in the US.
Yes.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. Like Halloween light show with lasers and shit and a parade. It was pretty special. I went to see the real size Star Wars like ships that they've got there. The Millennium Falcon, for example. Although the missus pointed out that actually it isn't real size because the Millennium Falcon isn't real. So
what are you on about? Of course it is. It's on the telly.
Not something.
It's real.
That's not something that can be.
I mean,
real
technically, it is real because they had to make it for the film.
Yeah.
So
it's the same
real?
size as the original model. So and the original computer graphics schematics.
There you go.
But either way, it's really big, and there's a cool ride in it at the moment. That's like a sort of it's a co-op video game, basically, which obviously a lot of people probably don't realise when they're going in it. It's like a simulator game, but it's like really fucking good simulator,
nice.
Like proper masses of movement. You sit in the Millennium Falcon's like cockpit with it's up to 6 people, which was perfect because I was there with my folks and my sister and her fella, and 2 of you are like the pilots. One of you does left and right, one of you does up and down. The 2 in the middle are like the engineers, so they're basically repairing systems. And then the back 2 are the like front gunner and the rear gunner, and they're just like shooting fuck out of everything. Like graphically brilliant.
Yeah.
One of the most like convincing simulators I've ever been on in my life. Like this thing was really moving around. Obviously, it's a bit of a stretch. One of the most impressive simulators I'd been on many years ago was Star Tours. I think that's a firm favourite with people who go to any Disneyland park. Mm-hmm. This is like next gen, basically, of Star Tours, and it gives you like a score at the end and like your percentage shooting accuracy as well. So it is a video game.
You got to get them stats. Yeah, nice. Did you set the high score, buddy? Did you win?
I didn't set the high score because I was playing with my family. I've no doubt if the game night boys all attended, then we'd put in quite the fucking clinic, as the Americans say, buddy. But yeah, it was really fun. Really enjoyed it, and yeah, well worth a bit of a time out there.
Nice. That sounds like a jolly old time, buddy. Weather-wise, good.
Weather-wise, brilliant. I did a little tour of LA, then on up to Pismo Beach, home of Baywatch. None of the original cast was there, which was a shame. But I did get a new hoodie from a place where I got a hoodie in like 1995. The Pancho's Surf Shop on Pismo Beach, which was pretty great. And then I went to Monterey, buddy, and Carmel. I saw the sea lions. I went to Cannery Row. I had a lot of fucking great beers, all of which were alarmingly expensive, as was everything there, because the pound is toilet. So
yeah, that will happen, unfortunately.
It's fucking crazy. Like a meal for 2 was like 60 quid. That's even if that's having like 1 drink each. Fucking. Just crazy. And beer was like £7 a pint, except their pints are like 4/5 size. So
what?
Yeah, it's like $7.50 a pint essentially.
Fuck that.
It was just madness. But yeah, lots of great beers in Monterey. I got engaged, buddy, in Monterey. Yeah, that's right. Pop the fucking question.
You did the deed.
Did
something. Yeah. There you go.
Tick that box. That's sorted. I've got to plan a wedding now.
Life goal achieved, I guess.
Achieved, yeah.
Nailed it. Yeah, I'm guessing she said yeah.
She did, yeah. And, obviously a minor gamble doing it halfway through the holiday.
Yeah.
but
could have gone south. Be like,
could have.
Yeah, that's a no. Oh, okay.
But no. Well, I think even like no would be pretty bad, but I think having to think about it would also be a terrible answer in that situation.
I guess so.
Okay, well we'll continue to share a hotel room for the next week, and you have a ponder, you have a think about it.
Maybe we'll go back to fucking Disneyland. That'll cheer me up. Yeah,
absolutely, buddy. Yeah, go and batter some people in fucking classic costumes. Just go and beat fuck out of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, Trophy Alex in the chat says, congratulations, Alex.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks very much.
Says, grats, Alex, boss. There you go.
Oosh.
Now,
damn right.
Yeah, winner.
That was great. Also went to Santa Cruz, buddy. Went on the boardwalk, all the fucking cool rides. What a place. Love that shit. Finished off in San Francisco. and it was Fleet Week, which is like a massive celebration of like the Navy and armed forces. They do like a parade, and I was expecting a parade, you know, like people parading down a street, but it was a parade of warships coming into the harbour, which
Of course it was
a bigger parade than I was expecting.
Well, you
buddy,
know,
I have to
warships,
say.
they're pretty big.
Yeah.
Unless they're like miniatures,
sweet.
then they're not big.
They were full size, and
warships.
although I think they shot their load a bit early. They came in with all the fucking frigates and battleships at the start, and then they got like progressively smaller with like the lifeguard boats and stuff. I was just like, yeah, no, it's not really working for me. But yeah, fucking great, like big old air show. They had their version of the Red Arrows, buddy, the Blue Angels. Most impressive thing.
Not cool. Not a cool name.
United Airlines flew a fucking Boeing 777 into the fucking San Francisco Bay at like 300 meters. Like, it was mad. Like, it was fucking like crazy. And they just got lower and lower and lower. And I don't know how high they were at their lowest point, but it literally looked like this thing was going to crash into fucking the sails on ships. I've never seen anything like it. Like this fucking gigantic jumbo jet flying so low you felt like you could reach out and touch it. It was minor terrifying, equal parts wonderful. And yeah, San Francisco's fucking cool, buddy. Went on the fucking cable car, went over to Alcatraz, did the fucking award-winning audio tour.
I mean,
got me some Ghirardelli
what award
chocolate.
is this that it won? Do you actually
It's
know?
some sort of. I actually did ask someone that, and they didn't seem very impressed. I said I must have missed the fucking audio tour guide awards ceremony.
Really of 2019.
Because-
I mean, I was there for 2018, but you know.
Exactly. Yeah. I want to see the fucking. I want to see the trophy.
Yeah,
I want to see.
where's the certificate? Come on.
I want footage, photos. You know. But it was cool. It was the recording. It was narrated by a former guard from Alcatraz, and
Nice.
All the stories and shit were narrated by actual former prisoners. So that
There
was
you
pretty cool.
go.
It was pretty great. Although, if you ever go to Alcatraz, buddies, be aware that it's basically completely infested with little flies, which is something they keep very fucking quiet.
That's nice.
So just be aware of that, because that's not very nice.
I mean,
so yeah, there you go,
what
buddy.
kind of flies are these? Just like standard blue bottle flies, or
Yeah, like blue bottle flies. They don't seem to be like bitey flies.
right,
they're just really fucking annoying.
horrible. Yeah, I don't like flies.
You know, they're just the sort of flies that are very persistent. They land on you I think they're called cormorant flies, and I think it's because like cormorants kind of nest nearby or something.
Okay.
And apparently it's like between April and October, which is a fairly large fucking chunk of the year.
That's
if you ask
a hefty chunk of the year, you know.
But they obviously like are well aware that there's a massive issue there, because when you get off the boat, they literally dish out like fly swatters, which suggests that they probably know that there's a problem.
Nice.
But yeah,
Maybe they're thinking, oh, if we get all of these tourists to just kill like a couple of flies each, that's it. You know, people are paying us to solve our problem.
It's like Diggerland in many ways,
Yeah,
buddy.
exactly.
What are they building? What are they getting the children to build?
I don't know.
That's what I wanna
Something,
know.
though. Something.
Something.
And we're paying
Something
for
dangerous.
it. Yeah.
So yeah, in the grand scheme of things, buddy, that was basically my trip to the States. I drove a massive fucking car, which was really fun.
Nice.
Because I've never drove anything bigger than a Fiesta, and this car was wonderful. You fucking, you know, it's automatic. The gearbox was ludicrous. You put your toe down and it drops down to like first, even if you're doing like 60. And I got it was like wheel spinning at 45.
Like you do.
I gave it a bit too much beans. It was a Ford Explorer, buddy.
Ooh,
and yeah,
sounds
when you
nice.
started the engine, like it started off with the driver's seat like all the way back.
Yeah.
And you get in and start the engine, and then it moves you into your programmed position. So it's literally like, and there you are. You're ready to go.
Nice.
Pretty fucking great. And yeah, very, very fun time.
Lovely.
Lots of good weather. And now I'm back at work.
Yes. Yeah.
So how about you, buddy? What you been up to?
Well,
Floating away.
fucking, you know, clearly just as much cool shit as you.
possibly a good shout. Me starting.
Yeah, I reckon I've been scraping some walls.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm very sorry that I took the beginning of the show away from you, buddy.
Yeah. I got the scraper, and the wall was in front of me, and I scraped it
scraped the wall
to get the shit off the wall.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I thought about sanding the wall, and I was like, I can't be arsed because I was quite hungover, so I didn't do that. Sunday, it was actually my daughter's 6th birthday, so that was actually quite nice. She had a disco party with in-house DJ. Actually, no, it wasn't in-house DJ, it was outhouse DJ. And this guy does all their school discos, and he's a really nice guy. And he's fucking awesome with the kids. And it was a case of, fuck it, get him in there. He'll do all the dance party moves and play the cool songs that the kids love. You know, it was a good time had by one and all. And that was early in the morning. So I had a little sleep in the afternoon because I was tired. And then went to the pub and drank beer. And that was fucking mega, to be honest. I can't remember what beer I had. I had 3 different beers. It's very exciting because it's some sort of beer festival going on in Nottingham now. I would have gone over the weekend, but you know, I have kids and I can't really leave the house because you know, fuck my life, really, buddy.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, the Weatherspoons had a bit of a shindigger Reno on with beer festival, so I tasted a few and drunk, I think about 4 pints of different beers or something like that. I can't remember. By the end of it, I came home and then got smashed, and then Monday was probably the worst day of work this week so far, being.
Which is, you know, you've got 3 to choose from.
So far, yeah. It's definitely the worst one, I'd say.
Often is though, regardless of what you've been doing, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot. I think I spent quite a lot of time on YouTube.
Yeah.
That was about it, really. Apart from that, I played some Wild Pants on Friday. Last week's podcast was interesting, let's say that, where it lasted about an hour and 20 minutes somehow. I ended up talking about Destiny 2 for a long time. And as I said, I won't be doing that much anymore. I'll have a little touch on it today because I did something new. But I'm not going to go into any of the other bollocks that I did last week. And Wild Pants game night on Friday night. Because obviously you and friend of the podcast, Paul Tom, was not available. So we Wild Pantsed it up. Not as fun this week, which was a shame. Not as fun. Mainly because... we don't like to play ranked matches because you have to play 5 matches, but it's like best of 5, whereas normal whatever matches best of 3, which is fine by me. And the normal whatever multiplayer mode, it was snipers only, so everyone had to be a sniper, and that was shit.
Well, yes, I'd imagine it would be.
Yeah.
It sounds like a fucking miserable experience.
Yeah, it wasn't great. The most fun that I had, I was the decoy. Obviously, running around like a massive bellend, as I do. That's why I play as the assassin character, because that's what you do as him. You run around like a dickhead. We had some quite interesting games like that, because the other teams didn't expect some idiot to be running around like a dickhead. But yeah, it was okay. That's it, mate. Really, my week is ongoing. As is time and life, I guess.
At this point, it is.
I mean, I could die at any second. You don't know these days. I had an interesting conversation today about vaccinations. You know, the people don't like vaccinations, and I can't get my head around that. Can you? Would you, if you had children, would you make them get vaccinated?
I think that you should vaccinate your children, and if you don't vaccinate your children, you are a cunt.
Well said. I agree with every single one of those words. Someone asked me that today at work, and I was like, well, vaccination's been around for amount of years, X amount, let's say. X equals the amount of years that vaccinations have been around. And, they seem to have worked at getting rid of quite a lot of diseases.
Well, yeah, I mean, that does give the game away, doesn't it, as to whether vaccinations are a good idea. All of the diseases that have been eradicated over time, that's probably
they've seemed to
massive
work.
Telltale.
And whilst talking about this, it made me think that people that don't believe in vaccinations are on the same level as people that believe the Earth is flat.
That it is the Flat Earth Society. What I will say, buddy, is people who don't want to vaccinate their children probably shouldn't be encouraged to vaccinate their children, because that particular... I think it's kind of Darwinism to a degree.
Yeah, I see you. I see your point, and yeah,
I don't know if you want that bloodline to continue.
It's true.
So perhaps let them take their chances. Everyone else kind of gets on with it.
But the worst of it is, like, the adults, the adults having the children, they've been vaccinated, I'm guessing.
Probably.
And they're not dead.
No.
But yeah, I see your point. It doesn't matter how many kids they have; they're all going to die of some horrible illness, and they'll never know why.
To be honest, yeah, as you get older, you get more jaded, and you have to get to the stage where you can't really do much about all of the fucking dickheads, but you can console yourself with the fact that, provided you don't intervene, they will either die or continue to be dickheads, universally hated by everyone who isn't one.
It's true.
And that's possibly punishment enough to these people.
Well, I'm glad you feel the same way as me, buddy, because otherwise you would be one of those dickheads.
Gibbons, buddy, I haven't even got any kids, but if I did, I'd vaccinate them. Hell, I'll round up the local children in the area and vaccinate all of them.
Just pump them full of drugs, buddy.
Some sort of like rat catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. But,
maybe a Pied Piper. Got you.
Yeah, Hamlin. Yeah, absolutely. It's an option.
Nice.
Something to think about anyway.
Quick question.
Yep.
What are you drinking tonight?
Tonight, buddy, I'm mostly drinking the American Style IPA.
Ooh.
It's the Taste the Difference range from Sainsbury's.
I do like that one.
It's a lovely beer. I've also got a very nice couple of beers from Flavorly, courtesy of the Grand Old Duke of Funk. And this one is it's called Goro, but not to be confused with the end boss of Mortal Kombat. Cola plus ale plus spices, buddy. I don't know what's going on in this can.
I don't like the sound of that.
It's a concern, but I've saved it till last so that if it is horrendous, then I'll at least have killed some taste buds
you'll be
with
fine
the other
then.
beers.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
And I'll keep you posted on that, buddy.
Yes, it's not one to start.
What about you?
Well, buddy, I'm on the Rheinbacher Premium Pilsner, buddy. It's cheap and it does the job. I had some Hobgoblin Knobgobbler last week. It was pretty tasty.
Very nice too.
On the pod. I only had the one though. I was a bit dry by the end. I haven't made this mistake this time though, or that mistake this time.
No, absolute schoolboy.
Yeah, Gibbons. Right.
Did that.
Well, fuck.
Well, there you go. I mean, I just want to conclude this section by telling everyone that they should not watch the Netflix movie adaptation of Joe Nesbo's The Snowman, which I made the mistake of doing this week because of an all-star cast and director who was responsible for Let the Right One In, which was an excellent film. But this is one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. I sat through it on my only rest day between landing back in this shithole country and going to fucking work. And it was a major waste of over 2 hours. And I've just had to get that off my chest, buddies. It's not something I'm ever going to get back, but at least you won't make that same mistake. It's Michael Fassbender and Charlotte Gainsbourg. You think, probably going to be all right here. Don't watch that film.
Thanks for the advice, buddy. I won't watch that film.
No worries, buddy. With that in mind, I think we should probably move on. Let's go and talk about what we've been playing. So do you want to kick things off, B? Obviously, I haven't been playing a great deal, at least not really very much.
Neither have I.
I have got a few bits, though. But yeah, get the ball rolling. What
you've got more than me, buddies.
Interesting.
I've obviously been playing lots more Destiny 2 on that grind, doing that thing. One cool thing, though, I got to experience a bit of the raid, which came out last week. And it's very cool. I completed the first encounter. I was incredibly underleveled, but because I'm awesome at video games, which is actually what this podcast is about, strangely enough.
That's the topic.
That is the topic, you're right. I fucking smashed it. So I got in there, and it is pretty cool. Obviously, the whole thing about the raids in Destiny 2, or all in Destiny, is the fact that you have to learn these new mechanics and try and use them in whatever way fit. So the intro to this one, there's like some big old harpy, which is the floaty ones, the floaty Vex guys. This big guy's got like tentacles coming out of him. He like sticks up this, I don't know, ball of energy or whatever on the floor. One of you has to pick it up. And it's got like a 2.5 minute countdown while someone's and he chucks it out every, like, I don't know, 45 seconds or something like that. So while he's doing that, like, another half of your team have to be trying to push on, and it's gated behind 3 walls. And to open those walls, you have to kill everything in that area. Obviously, it's a shooter. You have to kill stuff. And then find the special crystal cube, shoot that. And then what's kind of cool is you have to link that cube to, like, the door. So tether it, that's the word I'm looking for. So 3 of you get in a line, and the beam of energy passes through you and opens the door, and so on and so on. It's pretty cool. I was like, wow, this is interesting. I haven't done anything as like that, I'd say, in Destiny 2 so far. And yeah, it was really good. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying that game a lot. I think last week I mentioned that I think that the £30 for the new load of content is pretty steep. I think I stick with that, but I'm kind of swaying a bit towards it's not as bad as I first thought, because there's fucking shitloads to do in this with all the added quests and all whatnot you have in these RPG style big multiplayer games. MMORPG, I guess you could kind of call it now. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, so yeah, there's a little Destiny 2 update for you, buddies. Apart from that, buddy, I have been playing Untitled Goose Game. Probably my new favourite stealth simulator.
It's right up there with the original Splinter Cell.
And Hitman, yeah. It's good. It's really shitty and good. It's incredibly simple, but also complex in the way that it doesn't fucking give anything away. Like, the first mission, it loads you in, and you're like, right, okay, tutorial, how to honk, how to move, how to run, how to pick stuff up high, how to pick stuff up low. And then it's like, right, there you go. And then what it is, you have like a checklist of things you have to do, and then just go through it. Like, one of them is like, collect all these things and pull them onto this blanket so you've got a picnic. And then another one is you have to access a garden area. By doing that, you have to get the gardener from inside to come outside, which opens the gate, and then you can sneak in and stuff like that. But it doesn't tell you any of this. It's literally you just walk around, start picking stuff up with your beak, and you're like, what am I doing? What? Oh, okay, this has done that. And then, okay, he's doing that. And I think that's what I like about it. It's not giving the game away on anything. I got stuck on one bit for about half an hour. So you have to take the hat off the gardener's head. I'm like, how the fuck do you do this? And then it's a case of going around picking stuff up, seeing how the gardener reacts to it. And then, yeah, finally I was like, okay, if I pick this up, he goes there and puts it back in the ground. And then while he's kneeling down, I'm having that hat off him, kind of thing. But then it's a case of you have to go hide in a bush with his hat so he can't find you.
Okay.
But it took me a while to figure that out as well. I was like, oh shit, I can go in a bush and hide. Yeah. It didn't tell me. It didn't tell me, buddy. And yeah,
he was not informed. He'd just let you work it out for yourself.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. So I got all that done. I'm in the next area, which I've seen that people have completed this game in like half an hour. I'm like, like 2 hours in. I'm like, I've done the first stage. Yes, kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, no, don't. But it's okay. It's the whole thing of learning. It's the beauty of Hitman and Hitman 2. When you first go into those levels, you have no fucking clue. And it's nice in Hitman because, you've got the guided missions kind of thing you can go through and complete the objective by doing that, or you can do what the fuck you want. And this is a game where it's a case of, you have to go in there and learn the level and be like, okay, this, and this does this. It's really cool. Art style's nice as well. Kind of isometric-y. And obviously, you're a fucking goose. That's cool.
Yeah, which is the absolute crux of it. I really like the look of this. It looks like one of the cooler indie games that had my eye on it for quite a while.
Yeah.
And everything you're saying is making me
it's really cool. Like sound design on it's really cool as well. It's just plinky plonky piano the majority of the time. It's really nice. Like ambient nothingness, I would call it. If that's a genre.
Yeah, ambient nothingness. It was Minecraft that originally did that.
Yeah,
well.
you get the gist. Yeah, and it's really good. Like the art style is really cool. Like the character designs are so basic, but it works for how it looks, and character movement's really cool. So with the run, you can't obviously turn as much and things like that. It works really well, and obviously dragging heavier things takes longer than dragging small things, and physics and stuff. It's all there, buddy, and you can honk.
Well, there's something to be said as well for that simple art style, because it just means that you can port that thing to like every platform, and every market.
Yeah, exactly. It's really cool.
Shell.
But I'm liking this. It's the game that I pick up like after I've been playing something heavy, and I just dick about in for a bit and be like, oh, I wonder if I can do that now. But then I'll start off just thinking, oh, I'll just play a little bit of it, and then an hour goes by, and I'm like, oh shit, I should go to bed now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a more serious, less buggy, well put together goat simulator, isn't it?
Yeah, in a way.
Comparison.
Yeah, it's very good. I recommend this for people that just want a little bit of fun, I think. Really? That's all it is?
Yeah, like people who play video games.
Yeah, maybe those guys. Yeah.
Gibbons. Oh, so, very nice.
Yeah. That's about it, apart from obviously Wild Pants, but I've already spoken about that. So, what have you been playing on your, few days back, or did you play some games whilst in the States?
I did play some games whilst in the States. I went into 3 separate arcades while I was on holiday, which was pretty fucking great, if I'm honest. The first 2 were conventional arcades, so you know what to expect there, really. But not much to report, just the standard fare, really. Although Santa Cruz Arcade was pretty great, it was really cheap as well, I have to say. And I don't know if this is the case in all arcades in the US, but I went in 2 separate modern arcades in California, and both of them you basically exchanged your currency for a barcode swipe card,
okay,
which worked on all of the machines. You just charged that card up and put money on it, which I thought was a really good idea, because more than anything, it's certainly an excellent way of controlling how much kids are spending in an arcade.
Yeah, totally.
The card has to be charged up with currency. But yeah, it's just really nice to be able to do it, and really cool as well, because if you're playing, for example, I'm a big fan of those basketball ones where you literally just keep throwing the basketball at the net, and then you
get your high score,
and then if you get to round 2, it starts moving around and so on. But you can play that 2-player, the way they've often got them lined up. And this thing, you can just swipe one, swipe another, just hit go. And each time you swipe it, it tells you how much is charging you and how much you've got left. And in Santa Cruz, like every game was like just like $1, which is like 85p.
That's nice
to play anything. And I played this fucking this drum machine, which I was expecting to be like Guitar Hero or something. Yeah. So it had a database of songs, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just pick a song, I sit down, I haven't played like Guitar Hero drums for ages. I'm really excited about this. And then I learned that actually it was basically a drum karaoke machine. With massive speakers. Like, this thing was so loud, like the whole warehouse-sized arcade in Santa Cruz Boardwalk could hear everything that I was doing, and there was no guide. So you literally picked a song, and then it was like, go on, play the fucking electric drums then to it.
Go on, you can.
And every fucking one that I went into... It didn't have... I picked a band and it never had any of the songs that I know. Like... So in the end, I was going down the list and I got to Queen, and in the Queen folder, it just had Play the Game. And I was fuck it, by me. So yeah, I ended up busting out of like 3.5 minutes of just freestyle electric drums to the whole arcade in Santa Cruz.
I think I would prefer that to Guitar Hero.
Well, because it would just drummer.
Obviously. Well, yeah, but other people probably might not know that, but yeah.
I learned basically everything that I know about drums from Guitar Hero.
Yeah, just following Pretty Lights.
There were occasions, there were sort of 20-30 second spells where the missus was literally like mouth open because it genuinely sounded like I knew what I was doing. And then I'd obviously like lose it, like going a bit big on like a splash or something, and then I'd have to like come back in. Just putting in like massive, and then it got to like Brian May's solo. And, fuck Brian May, so I just like battered the fucking bass drum and toms like over it. But yeah, no, some dude went past at the end and was like, "That was really good," and I was like, "What?
Thanks.
What are you on about?" But yeah, anyway, and that was great. But what I really wanted to talk about was there's like a penny arcade in San Francisco, somewhere around like, I think it's like Pier 41, something like that. And it's just a whole warehouse of basically really fucking old arcade games. Mm-hmm. A lot of them like predating electronics. So there's lots of like physical arcade games.
Oh, cool.
They've all been changed so that you can just chuck a modern day quarter in and they'll work. And we just had a fucking blast in this weird room. Like some really strange, like mechanical stuff. Like one of those, like, you know, the sort of chair swings that you get at a carnival. Like you put a quarter in and it turns a load of cogs, and then a dude like working a handle and it's like going round and stuff. But also some really like cracking stuff like skee ball, which I've always been a bit of a fan of. Whack-a-mole, like whack-a-mole. Old like 80s whack-a-mole. Like a really old air hockey table, which was fucking brilliant, like way better than any modern day air hockey table. With it was like bigger for a start.
Okay, yeah.
It was like snooker table sized.
Nice.
And like really powerful to the point where if you popped the thing like solid, it almost felt like it was lifting off the thing completely. But that was great. A bowling game which was hopeless because it was a miniature bowling lane in an arcade, and all the pins had strings in the top of them. So you knock them over and they just sort of hang there like a fucking dead spider. And then the machine picks it up like after the first bowl, ready for the second one, and tries to put them back down. But if they're still swinging, it's got no way of stopping that. But it did have a sensor in it that was basically like, okay, I know that hasn't worked. So it seems to know when the pin wasn't. So it just kept going up and down until they eventually like stopped swaying and it actually worked. Nice. It was pretty funny. And my favourite of the little arcade games, buddy, was it was like an old baseball game from like the 1950s. This thing.
Okay.
And it had a proper sort of whole baseball stadium in a glass case, and
Right.
and then it had scores on the floor, almost like a sort of I don't even know what, like a sort of skee ball thing, I suppose. And then on the back of it, it had like a home run wall.
Yeah.
And then in the middle, where from the pitcher's mound to the batter, it just had a long pipe. And you put a quarter in, and it fired like 15 pitches at you down this pipe, just rolling down this pipe.
Yeah.
And you've literally just got like a paddle button that you just like hit when you want to try and hit it.
Yeah.
And the dude literally swings like those old like ICC cricket board games.
Yeah, I know those.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
That
Like, I don't
sounds
even
awesome,
know.
yeah.
That was the only control. was just press a
Whack.
paddle and he just smacks it.
That's
But,
all good.
yeah, it's fucking great. If you're ever in San Francisco, buddies, as I understand it, that thing's been there forever, and it's well worth like an hour of your time. And you'll only spend like $3 or $4 in there anyway, because it's like cheap as chips. So yeah, it's pretty great, and it's quite nice.
That sounds mint. Sounds really, really cool.
Yeah, like I was thinking about it when I was there as well. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to be able to talk about this in like what we've been playing, even though I'm standing in this fucking weird like sports hall of tripe. But yeah.
Oh, nice,
great.
buddy. That's cool.
Gibbons. So since I got back, there's two things I've played. I think I'm quite well known at this point as like bat and ball boy. And like,
I believe that's what I
boy.
quoted you as in the Discord the other day.
Yeah, so here I am. I've played MLB The Show 19 and eFootball PES 2020, slotting quite nicely into my fucking stereotypical little role there, buddy.
There you go. You nailed it. So I got mine
Gibbons.
with Stealth and Destiny.
Yeah, you did. And here I am with bat and ball and football, starting off with MLB The Show 19. This game is great. It is a fantastic game. It's free on PS Plus this month. I highly recommend it. Having said that, the last one I had was 17, and I don't see massive strides forward, considering the fact that 20 is out now, and I didn't get 18. But yeah, I'm kind of doing the same things I did last time. There's a quite a cool like post-season curated like post-October mode type thing. So it kind of does, you can pick any team and you can go through a season really, really quickly. It just picks like key games.
That's kind of cool.
Quite exciting and quite cool. And then if you get into the post-season, then you start playing like more and more of it. And it's kind of just like a super speedy, exciting, curated version of a career mode, which is really cool. And then the mode that I've always played on this game is essentially the Be a Pro mode. So it's Road to the Show, it's called. And you just create your own character, start off at the very bottom. You get a few training missions to do, and then a couple of like practice matches where you're scouted, and that determines where you are in the draft. But then you can if you want to join a specific team, then you can select that team, and that will inevitably happen, provided you've got like you've done all right in the game. And then you start off in a AA club and work your way up to the AAA team, and and eventually try and win the World Series. And I just find it so Moorish. You know, you can play. It's got lots of quality of life stuff. Like, for example, if it's a 5-game series, then you can load up the first game. You can set it to sim between your appearances, so the game will just keep loading you into. Now you're doing a bit of fielding. Now it's your turn at bat.
Yeah, I did enjoy that part of that mode.
It's cool. It's really cool. And, you know, you don't have to do that, but it does kind of make sense. And then you go through all of your appearances in game 1, for example, and then on the final stats screen, you haven't got to like fuck about going back to the clubhouse or anything. You can literally go next game in any series, and so you can play through that whole 5-game series off of one menu with no loading times in between, just playing your apperances. It's great. It's great. Like,
that is a good idea. Well, it's a good
really
mode.
addictive.
Really good mode.
Yeah. It just works. Like, and I really enjoy playing as the whole team as well. But that's not as crucial in baseball as it is in football, for example.
Yeah,
because you've kind of got key roles in baseball.
Yeah,
You got like if you're playing, if you're at bat, then you're not controlling anyone else anyway, unless there's like people on base. And, in terms of most of your like fielding is going to be pitching more than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. It's just pitching. Yeah, it's quite a static sport in that way, really, isn't it?
It is, but it flows very nicely as a video game, and I've always really liked the pitching. It does an excellent like tutorial at the start where it takes you through everything you need to know basically in real like quick time. I thought like pretty impressive.
Yeah,
and also takes you through basically like a control method selection tutorial in which it lets you test out. There's like 3 different methods of control for batting. There's 3 different for pitching and so on. And it lets you test each one and then select it.
Which you want to do. That's cool. That's nice.
Which is great. I've always kind of played it a specific way. So when I'm pitching, I always have the camera at backstop rather than behind the pitcher. That's just kind of how I like it.
Crazy.
In terms of pitching, I like to use the sort of golf swing method, like the
triple tap,
I think it's triple tap. And then in terms of the batting, I've always liked doing it zonally. So rather than me choosing where I'm trying to hit it necessarily, I'm trying to aim the bat where the ball's going to land in order to put it in certain directions. And that's always worked quite nicely for me because I just think it's more realistic. I don't think that most of the time when a Major League Baseball batter is stepping up to the plate, I don't think he's picking his spot most of the time. Like most of the time he's trying to get good contact, and maybe he's thinking if I can get a little bit lower here, then I'm going to get a little bit more distance and stuff. But it's not like cricket where you're picking out like a specific like narrow space to hit
in the
ball.
field.
And I think it's more realistic if you're just trying to sort of work out where the fucking pitch is going to be.
That's the first point of call.
It towards the wall,
really, isn't it? Yeah.
So and then that kind of also makes more sense when you're trying to choose which pitches to swing at as well, because you're already thinking in advance, where's this going to land? And that's basically the way you need to be thinking all the time if you're trying to work out whether to actually swing for something or not. So, I mean, in terms of the fielding is much improved from the show 17. The outfield players feel far more sort of just quicker, like much less input lag, much more controllable,
responsive in a way.
Yeah, which works great, and also can lead you to completely shit the bed. The like light quick time events for stuff like double plays and the occasional triple play, that's all fine. Like it works really nicely, and it looks great, and it's well presented. It's just slick, man. It's just a slick game. If you like baseball, I don't know why you wouldn't like this. If you don't like baseball, I think you should try it. Like,
if you got PS Plus, you might as well download it and give it a burn. I think, like you say, the Road to the Show mode's probably the best one to go for, I'd say.
I think so, because it teaches it you like gradually. It just works nicely, and then the sort of speedy curated Road to the World Series kind of like post-season thing. It works really nicely, but I do think that you need a sort of basic grasp of things before you delve into that, because one of the byproducts of having far less game to play and being thrust into these crucial moments is you need to be able to cope with those. Like, you need to be able to do well. So it's pretty great.
Nice.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, definitely one to give a go, I think.
What I will say as well, though, is the continuing like shit show of the online on MLB The Show is pretty prevalent here. It's just fucking stupid. They've still got this situation where there's no online menu. Basically, you have to like do you have to hit like the touchpad.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? I remember.
Menu.
Fucking terrible.
And then you have to go to like friends list, and that's only people that have like played the show and are currently online. And then you need to choose a friend, and then you can like select an exhibition game to play with them. It doesn't seem like there's any options for more than 2 players still.
Oh, that's annoying.
And whilst you can still do that league mode where you create like your own franchise, and I think it's Diamond Dynasty, and you can set up basically like a round robin league mode. Obviously, all you're doing there is just playing 1v1 matches.
Yeah, it's 1v1s.
People are online.
I remember.
It's just a league.
So nothing's changed there then.
No, like 2v2 co-op online or anything like that. Obviously, you can do that offline. But yeah, and then on top of that, this is a 2K Games joint, so obviously it's absolutely fucking riddled with nefarious gambling problems, microtransactions, and these have extended into every fucking facet of the game now. For example, you're playing Road to the Show, which has nothing to do with it's fucking My Club bullshit mode. And, after each series, it's giving you cards. There's no way of, like, avoiding that. It's just constantly basically pointing you towards this monetization.
Yeah.
And it's distracting and annoying, and it gets in the way, and it's bullshit.
Cool. I love it.
So, yeah, there we are. Anyway, I've probably talked too long about baseball there, I would imagine. Looking back with hindsight, buddy, which is... a wonderful thing.
No, so I think you covered all the bases, buddy. That's nice. Get what I said there.
eFootball PES 2020.
Get it? Yeah, bases.
I like covered all the bases.
Yeah. I like that.
Great commentary on the show, by the way, from Matt Veskurgen.
Oh yeah.
He's the eFootball PES 2020 could really learn a thing or two from the presentation and audio of MLB The Show 19.
Go on.
PES 2020, buddy.
eFootball
PES 2020.
Yep.
It is a football game from Konami. It is very similar to the last football game from Konami.
Okay.
The AI is much improved, and that wasn't difficult because the AI in PES 2019 was unplayable to the point where it was unplayable, aka we all stopped playing it because it was shit.
Yes.
PES 2020, is it a massive leap forward from 19?
I'm sorry,
it fucking isn't.
PES 2020 sounds like some kind of football cricket crossover.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the fucking cricket music kicks in, and then it's like Messi up to bowl. Ronaldo kicks it away from the wicket.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'd play that game.
I would also play that game.
Oh dear. Yeah, sorry, buddy. I broke you off in your stride there. My bad. It's shit. I think that's what you were saying.
It's shit.
Okay.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's a much better game than last year's. Although most of that is down to the fact that the AI isn't a broken fucking mess.
Mm-hmm. Can you score in more than one way?
You can score in more than one way. Headers work. And you can score from outside the box and inside the box. Whoa. Which is nice. The AI doesn't spend all of its time crossing the ball in along the ground and one touch finishing it into the top corner, which is nice. But all in all, it's frankly a thoroughly disappointing experience. It's got nothing going for it in terms of new modes. I mentioned this when it was announced that they were adding this eFootball prefix to it, which is complete bollocks. And I know that not all like esports and online has like a crossover there necessarily. Like your casual online gamer, that doesn't have a great deal to do with esports. But I do think that if you're going to call something eFootball and post it as like an online esports video game, then to have no new online modes from PES 2012
it's quite a while.
is just awful, to be honest. The fact this thing still only has matchmaking up to 3 players is shit and embarrassing. And I kind of, to be honest, I don't know, man. I was really umming and ahhing about picking this up. Everyone else went out and bought it, so I've bought it. But if no one else had bought this, I don't think I would have either. Out of our lot. It's thoroughly disappointing. The career mode improvements that they've allegedly made are non-existent. They've literally just changed the menus around, adding nothing except pointless cutscenes with managers and like dialogue trees that do nothing. Just gets in the way, if anything. The price of players, they fixed that, but I'm not going to get excited about that. Why the fuck could you buy players for £11 million in the last 7 iterations of PES? Like,
who knows?
It's just, I haven't had many issues online at this point, but I've only played a couple of friendlies anyway. They've further streamlined the way that you can load in custom option files and patches.
That's
so it's
good, I guess.
It's even easier this year. It took me maybe 6 or 7 minutes to
that's good,
get
then.
all of the fully licensed teams and kits into the game.
Yeah.
The camera that they were going on about
dynamic
saying,
camera.
this new broadcast cam is unusable when you're playing like when you're playing like fast-paced games with someone online. They will inevitably have gone back to the old camera because it's easier to see what you're doing, especially the new camera. If you're at the top of the pitch trying to do a defender or dribble down the wing or just cross a ball in,
you don't give a fuck.
I
was going to say you don't give a fuck about what else is going on.
It looks nice, and if you're only playing career mode, then that's fine.
Yeah,
but it will be affecting your play, and you will play better with the old camera, and you will inevitably fucking switch to it. And I think that was used as a huge mask for alleged improvement from 19 to 20. That camera angle, just because the game looked different because of it. It's not different, and if you put it back to the old camera, it looks exactly the fucking same as the last one. So, so there you go, buddy.
There you go. Any positives? I mean, you did say a couple in there.
It plays beautifully.
Okay, so gameplay-wise,
a lot of the time the gameplay's really nice. There were some huge issues with AI defenders like ignoring the ball in the opening weeks. They've patched and fixed that, so there's nothing to worry about for us coming in at a lower price point. It's a fun game to play. It's very enjoyable, and I'll pump dozens of hours into it because I really enjoy football games. FIFA 20 is fucking shit, and therefore if you're buying a football game this year, then you have to buy PES, and that's what we've done. But both of them are thoroughly disappointing, and this is not massively impressive, and I don't know how it'll go. It's certainly more competent than last year's, and that's basically as far as I'm willing to go on it, to be honest.
That's fair dues, buddy.
Gibbons.
Nice.
So there you are, buddy. Unless you've got anything else, we should probably move on. And now it's time for the news. Number one. Nintendo Switch sales are up 30% in Europe year on year as the console passes 10 million units sold. There you go, buddy. What do you think of that?
I don't know how I feel about that. First instinct is I don't care, but we've got to look at this as it's doing the fucking job. They're getting the job done in that way, sense or form, I guess. I mean, I still think it's a massive joke. Like I get it. It's a handheld, I guess. Well, especially the new Switch Lite or whatever it is. It's only handheld, which baffles me. You can't even plug it into the TV or anything. I don't know why you would buy that one. I guess it's like 40 quid cheaper. Maybe it's more robust. I'm not too sure. But why not just buy a normal Switch, which you can dock and undock? You know, that's what I would do if I had the choice of those two. Yeah, fair dues. It's selling. I don't know why. I guess I continuously look at the games on that system, and I am incredibly underwhelmed.
Oh, it's a hugely under-supported console in terms of software. Like
Actual
in terms of
decent software,
things
yes.
to play. Yeah.
There's a million things on there, but I don't want to play any of them. The latest one that I've been excited for is Untitled Goose, which I've been playing on it. But before that, I had to go back to, I think it was February this year. I can't even remember what the game was that I played then. Probably Celeste or something, but no, that was before. I can't remember. I got some game back then and was playing it a bit. I mean, that's how much this console isn't that great, I'd say. I mean, yeah, you've got... I think my issue with it is just the same stuff every time from Nintendo. Yes, they use it in imaginative ways and whatnot, you know, but it's the same stuff. You got your Mario, you got your Zelda, you got your Smash Brothers, you got your Mario Kart, and they're the games that I've played. And then after that, there's not a lot else, buddy. It's mainly been my like indie game console to play little shitty games on, I would say, because they're the only thing that really run well on it, I would say, and look decent.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
think it comes down to, like, if you are after a portable, then it's the obvious choice. And if you're not after a portable, I don't know why.
It's great for kids, though. I mean, that's the only thing that I will continuously say that is really good about this console. It is great for kids because all the games pretty much are aimed at kids. You know,
I mean, it's therefore probably doing its job.
I think so, and the fact that, you know, the kids just pick it up and take it off to wherever, to their room or whatever with them, like adults will be like, yeah, fucking sweet, there you go, take that, fuck off, you twat, and then happy days, you got the big TV to yourself to play Destiny on, you know. Just saying.
Yeah, it's not all about like. I'm not suggesting it's all about power and graphics and so on, but
no,
I mean. It makes for fairly disappointing reading, looking at the tech specs of a Switch, namely the battery life, which is horrendous.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. Like the battery life on that thing, is it like, you know? Yes, it can play these games, and for a handheld, yes, it does look really good. I was going to say decent, but I had to go with good there for a handheld. But then again, you look at mobile games these days, and they're fucking smashing it. You seen that new Call of Duty on mobile? That looks insane.
Well, I mean, more so than that. You know, I mean, have they not got a slight issue with Stadia?
Well, yeah, that's true. That as well.
Have they not got a slight problem when the infrastructure's there that you can stream?
Yeah, you can stream whatever the fuck you want.
Virtual server farms.
Obviously,
what's the USP at that point?
The issue with that is obviously going to be data issues, and you know, you're going to need
certainly proper on the go. AKA, on like a train or whatever.
And with 5G pretty much on the doorstep now, you know that. Fuck me, you'll be able to do it anywhere you want. Well, obviously within range of a 5G tower, which. Might be a bit tricky if you're in the middle of fucking nowhere, but you know,
baby steps.
But then, if you were there, you wouldn't be fucking using Google Stadia, would you? Anyway, different topic. Congratulations to Nintendo. You did something much better than the Wii U. Hats off,
Gibbons. Yeah, no, they've done it. We'll move on. Talking of Stadia, I should probably mention this now. Stadia officially launches on the 15th of November at 5 p.m. UK time. And it's, I think it's £200, is it? I think that's right. For the Founders Edition. So for that, you get a Chromecast Ultra for 4K and HDR streaming, a limited edition Night Blue controller, and a 3-month subscription to Stadia Pro for both you and a friend. So that's what you get for your Founders Edition.
Stadia friend.
Stadia friend, yeah. So yeah, crucially with this, this is a service that will work on anything in terms of alternate devices. The base service launches mid 2020, where you can just use it on your existing tablet, phone, whatever. But that's going to be limited to 1080-60. So without the sort of Chromecast Ultra and the proper subscription, then you're limited to 1080-60, which may or may not be an issue depending on your internet connection. But that's kind of where we are with it.
See, the thing that annoys me, if they come out and tell how much this subscription is a month, I can't remember if they have.
I don't think they have it. There's not a proper UK price at this point. No.
And the subscription is just to be able to access the Stadia library or whatever it's going to be called at 4K. Yeah. It's not for. I mean, I believe they're going to be bundling some sort of games package in there, but very limited. If I doubt you'll be getting anything that great to be starting off with. You're literally just paying a subscription for 4K whatever on every device. Now, yes, the advantage is obviously you can play it wherever you want, but for me that doesn't really matter because I'm either at work or I'm at the house. So in some way, like I'd be paying, say it's like £10 a month. It's like I'm leasing a PS4 Pro or like a really good PC, let's say, for £10 a month, and I don't know if I like that. I don't know.
No, I mean it's looking at a slight correction for me. I think I said 199 there. It's actually 129.
Okay, 130 quid still.
It's a bit better, and that gets you your controller and your Chromecast.
But isn't the whole thing you don't need the controller if you've got you can just use a PlayStation 4 controller with it as well, can't you? If you just Bluetooth it. So
it's because it's a special edition controller that they're bundling with the physical version. They've also said, by the way, regardless of that launch date, that the consoles will be shipped out in order of purchase, which suggests that there's a supply and demand issue here as well. In terms of the Stadia Pro service, is looking like it's going to be a tenner a month.
Yeah,
it's certainly $10 a month was announced back in June. I don't think they've moved on that. It's interesting, but the base service will be free. There will be free game releases.
Like maybe if you get like a discount on actually buying games on there, but then you can't download those games. They're just in the cloud, buddy.
Need to.
Well, yeah, I know, but like, so once again, it's that case of you're just buying a license for it.
Yeah, but we've all been doing that for a long time. So,
true. At least with like, if you download it onto your console, then even if that console's offline, you can still use it, kind of thing.
It depends on the game,
Yes, it does. Yeah,
can't play Destiny.
You obviously need to be online, but obviously like an offline game like PES, eFootball PES 2020.
You could play, you can play PES forever. It's there. Having said that, the way that the licensing system works on the PlayStation. If Konami want to pull a game, then
they totally can.
Set all users end date, to have it an end date, and it's locked and it's all over. And at that point, the only way to play it is to never connect to the
internet. Which is
so.
It's a troubling time we live in, buddy. Where we are, I think, right now.
Well, Netflix, you don't buy movies; you stream them. You're not buying. You're paying for the
care as much about movies than I do games, though.
No, but. That doesn't change the fact that it's
you're totally right.
Standardized model across other media.
Spotify, Netflix, Prime, whatever, YouTube Red, or is that a different thing? I don't know. Premium now, is it called? I don't know.
Anyway. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, they can fuck off. Google as well, though. Of course, they'll start pretending to compete with each other soon.
Yeah, of course they will. Hey ho. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm definitely going to keep a close eye on it and see what it actually offers. But I think that price point is something that's confusing me for the monthly subscription of just having access to it. I don't like that.
Yeah,
or a superior version of it.
if it had a Game Pass style.
Yes. Say like it was like £15, you could get 4K and all these games. Then okay, cool. Or you could pay £5 and get all of those games at 1080, 60. Then yeah, okay, yeah, cool. That sounds good.
Yeah,
but
it does seem to needs more for that, Tanner.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
definitely does.
Especially when you know the sort of streaming with low latency is in its infancy to the point where a lot of people aren't going to give a fuck early doors about whether they can do it 1080 or 4K because they probably can't do it 4K.
I think I mentioned it last week that they actually came out and said that they were going to, like, it's going to be better than actually having a console because it's going to be predicting your button presses or something shit like that.
Sure. I believe them. It could be brilliant. I'm really excited to try it out. Obviously, I'll be able to next year for free.
There you go. Happy days.
But
with a PlayStation controller.
Yeah, Gibbons rather than some
other peripheral
bullshit.
Yeah,
Gibbons. So there you are.
Cool.
That's Stadia, and we'll move on from Stadia to Steam, buddy, and something that should be celebrated and shouted about.
Oh,
Steam is adding a new feature, allowing you to play local multiplayer games online. All local multiplayer games. It's called Remote Play Together. You'll be able to play anything in your Steam library online with your friends, even if it's offline only, and only the host needs to own the game. You can invite anyone who you want, regardless of whether they own the game or not, and they'll be able to play with you online in a local game mode. So it's like a sort of share play, but it's specifically geared up to circumvent all of the bullshit that share play does, for example, limiting you to an hour.
Yes.
and so on.
That's really cool. That is really
Yeah.
cool. I'll have to have a look at my Steam library and see what shitty games we can play.
Gibbons, buddy. That'd be really good. I like it.
Yeah, it would.
So, yeah, that's that. Next, Modern Warfare system requirements listed on PC as needing 175 gigabytes of storage space to install it.
Went through this last week.
Oh, well, my
But I
apologies
don't
then.
think I went through the bit after that.
Well, I think it was an update from Activision later in the in proceedings, which maybe hadn't come out when you were talking about it last week. They came out saying, actually, it's just the recommended storage size, so that you have room for all the DLC that you're, of course, going to download and play.
Yeah.
And actually, the download will be, in their words, significantly smaller than 175 gigs. Although they didn't say what that figure actually would be. And we'll just have to take their word for it, because Activision, you should always trust Activision.
Yeah, I trust them.
Meanwhile, Infinity Ward continues to make some interesting noises, despite being Activision's bitch. In that they came out and confirmed that they are not working on loot boxes for Modern Warfare. Presumably someone else is then, because they're obviously going to be in there.
Activision's fucking outsourcing it to another company.
100%. And inevitably those will be added after the game is reviewed, as is Activision's new tradition.
It's the way to do it.
A tradition which the games media, because they are snivelling, pathetic cretins, all of them, to a man.
Yeah.
They won't do anything about that, even though they like to think they have some form of fucking backbone or integrity, buddy, the games media. But of course they won't do that, because they're relying on the sort of advertising money that Activision throws at them across the board to
get those ads
to function as organisations. Yeah. So you can guarantee this thing's going to review out of this world, because as we've already said on this show, I played it
and enjoyed it,
and enjoyed it as someone who's not a shooter fan. The single player looks fucking excellent in this game. Like, I'm really excited about it. I will want to pick this game up when it hits a sale.
You're crazy.
It's inevitably going to review 9s and 10s. A real return to form here. I think it's going to be a masterstroke, and sort of genuinely like right up their game of the year material in what has been a fairly fucking shitty year for video games, if you ask me. And then they will ply it with loot boxes, and that will be that, buddy. It'll be fucked, and I don't want to do anything about it.
Just quickly going back to your comment about ads in the gaming media, on just generally on the internet. I was on I think I was on Eurogamer the other day. And majority of the time they're like, oh, do you want to disable your ad blocker? I'm like, no, fuck you. And just carry on going. And then I got onto a page where it's like, you have to now. I was like, okay, sure. I had obviously tried to find a way around it by deleting parts of the HTML code so it would fuck off. But then I gave up. I was like, fuck it. I'll just disable it. Fuck me. That is intense. The
whole background. It's parallax scrolling adverts. There's videos that load on their own.
It's fucking horrible.
It's horrendous.
I didn't realise it had got that bad. And it was the worst experience I've ever had. It was absolutely...
It's difficult.
It blew my mind on how much crap was getting shoved in my face.
It's hard to... It's hard to be annoyed at them for that because
they got to make money.
Are desperately trying to stay afloat, make money.
Obviously.
In a world where, at the same time, it is a horrifying experience. And there's certain websites on the internet now, and I have managed to get around some of these, buddy. Little cheeky tip. It depends what you want your website for, but I used to regularly head over and read Football 365, which is just football news. I quite enjoy reading some of their articles. They made it mandatory for you to have your ad blocker turned off, and the site is absolutely unviewable with the ad blocker turned off. Like it's a miserable experience where it loads 2 or 3 videos at the same time with sound. Like it's fucking diabolical.
And the worst of it is, so in web development, you can't you can autoplay videos, but the only way to do that is to have them muted. But as soon as the user interacts with that page, be it click on anything, then it's like free game. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And obviously, because you're either agreeing or whatever to their terms and conditions, bam, they fucking got you, and they can do whatever the fuck they want. It's terrible. It's such a shitty move. Go on, son. Get it down you.
Little tip for you. I use a website called Textize.
Oh, okay.
I think it's textize.net. Basically, you can go on that website. It loads up like a sort of Google-style search bar. You put any web address in, and it converts that website into text only.
There you go.
Which you can then read through everything.
So it's like RSS feeds or whatever in a way.
Absolutely. Like it looks like an RSS feed.
Yeah.
It's pretty ugly as you would expect because there's no real structure to it.
Yeah.
But you can still you can click on every button, you can get to every page, you can read every article. And there's no pictures, let alone ads. There's fuck all. So you want to go on a website, you want to read an article. Highly recommended textize.net to the point where I've started saving my favourites rather than having links to like Football 365. I've got a link to the textize
version of it. Nice.
Football 365. So give that a go, buddies. It works. I've yet to find a website where that doesn't work, and I've tried numerous websites.
Does it work on YouTube?
I'm not sure that would be worth it, but probably. Could well do. Anyway, that was some sort of weird Modern Warfare and then tangent onto other things.
That's what we do.
Fortnite blows up map with bomb, game dead for 24 hours, then launches Season 2 with a new map.
Yeah, look at that. They've redone shit in there. All the things are different. You can do new achievements and stuff that keeps you coming back every day.
That's content. There's new content. Things to do. Content.
No, it's the same things. Go there, kill stuff. That's it. Ugh. I mean, oh no, it's not good, is it? It's not good, is it? I just saw your face and it's bad.
Oh, no.
No. Yeah. Do you want to talk about it?
I've opened the Cola, Ale and Spices beer.
Going again.
Oh, no.
No, he's not keen. Anyway, this totally fucked up the Epic Games Store as well, or something, I believe.
Yeah, broke it.
Yeah, fucked it. Oh well.
Yeah.
It's probably
kind of fitting, really. The Epic Games Store only really exists because of Fortnite, and Fortnite broke it.
Yeah, well, I mean, in some ways, I think it's good. The fact that, there's a new map, I guess.
Sure.
But also, whatever, really.
Yeah, cool. I think it's quite cool. For people who play Fortnite, I'd imagine that was quite an exciting thing.
Yeah, no, like my son and his friends were fucking like losing their shit over this. It was ace. What was quite cool is like in the map, it's all blanked out. So obviously you have to go to these different places to unlock it on the map. I was like, oh, that's quite a nice little touch. But, that won't take like a couple of games and then you've unlocked the whole map if you want. But yeah, there's fishing in it now though, buddy, which, that nearly sold me on it. Yeah, so you can fish for guns and loot. So I was like, that on its own sounds like a good game for me.
There you go.
The looter, shooter, fisher.
Gibbon.
Fishing.
Games.
Fishing looter.
Holy shit.
I don't know.
It's all gone, man.
There's a game there.
It's all over.
We can make this all right. I don't know. Untitled Goose Game. Play that. That's good.
Yeah, Gibbons.
Like we said fucking so many times when we go on this rant about how games are shit. Just like Celeste. There you go.
There you go. There's other things to play.
Yeah, like we said.
Just ignore the fact that now all games come out last for 5 years. And a new fetch quest is considered content.
Indeed.
And makes something apparently worth playing again.
Yeah, it does.
That's fine. I'm not naming any names.
I know, buddy. I know.
We'll move on. We'll move on to the massive PSVR sale that's happening right now as Sony celebrates 3 years of PSVR.
3 years. Wow.
Yeah. Game Room VR is the most played game, which might or might not be telling, as the only free thing you can get other than the demo disc. Alongside Resi, which is obviously great, and Until Dawn: A Rush of Blood.
Still haven't played that because
great.
I'm a massive pussy.
He's a pussy hole. PSVR is great. And we're in the winter months now, so you can actually play it again without your face getting really hot and falling off.
Yeah,
so that's lovely.
Talking about PSVR, we need to organise a bridge crew night, by the way.
We certainly do.
Because I'm ready. I've got my VR all set up again. I plugged in all the cables, and I'm fucking ready.
Well, I will speak to the Funk.
We need to sort out an evening where we can
do a pub quiz in tomorrow night, so I'll try and pencil something in, buddy, and I'll let you know. What we've come to there. Because absolutely,
we'll do that. We'll do that.
And have you seen the Picard trailer, buddy?
Yes, I have.
I've never been so equal parts excited and terrified about a TV show. As that.
Anything could happen, buddy.
It's gonna be shit.
Yes.
Finally, Rainbow Six. Is it Rainbow Six? I don't know. No, it's Tom Clancy's. It's Breakpoint or whatever it's called.
What are we on about? Oh, Breakpoint. What is this?
Breakpoint.
Is that in the news?
I'm off-piste.
Wild
Pan's successor, Breakpoint.
Point Break, yeah.
It's worth noting. It's come out. It's absolutely fucking toilet.
Yeah.
Everyone's reviewed it. Says it's terrible. It's a broken mess. The servers didn't work for like a week.
Cool.
And don't play that. So there's that. And then finally from me, there's a huge FIFA 20 patch fixing numerous bugs. And making some slight improvements to career mode. I noticed we had a question while I was away, buddy.
Yes, which I couldn't answer.
What's broken in FIFA 20 career mode?
Yeah.
So what was broken? Here's a little taster for you. I made a little list earlier because I've been kind of keeping abreast of it, and it's been quite funny. Teams all playing their third choice players in every single game, even if they're knackered. In the first season of your campaign, the best teams will all be relegated, and the worst teams will win the league. So I watched a video about a week or so ago watched some dude play through. He just played through career mode, and Man City, Liverpool, and Spurs were all relegated to the Championship, and Sheffield United won the title.
So if that's the case, is it the say like the top 3 teams always get relegated? They will just plummet constantly, surely, wouldn't they? They'd just keep going down and down and down.
I don't know. It seemed to have no rhyme or reason. I mean, if you simmed games, then all the results would be completely wrong. Like it'd be like Wolves 10, Chelsea 0, for example. So the league table completely unrealistic.
They beat Man City the other day, buddy. You know, could happen.
Did. Fair play.
Could happen.
A lot of people obviously sim a lot of games in FIFA's career mode. This is because FIFA isn't very fun, and there's no real reason to play all the games. Let's not forget you've bought the game to play.
It's a simple version of Football Manager, I guess. At the end of
you're
the
just
day,
simming, because this game isn't that important, so I'm not going to play it.
Yeah.
Although I have bought a video game. There's game in the title of video game. It's a game to play, and apparently I don't enjoy it enough to play all the games. So I'm just going to sim.
I used to get to the stage of I'd smash a full-on season, and then after that I'd just start simming every so often and playing crucial matches. I think that's what I used to do.
Yeah, and I suppose there's kind of a parallel there with what I was talking about with the MLB, the Show 19 thing.
But if you're just simming from the get-go, then like you say.
Yeah. What else? All youth players coming through. They're like random races. So all the English players are like Chinese looking. All the like Nigerian players are like little white boys.
Obviously, that makes sense.
That's quite fun. Team chemistry doesn't work.
Doesn't work at all.
A lot of press conferences don't load or load with no sound. I think that's most of it.
It's quite the list.
If you edit a player, like i.e. you want to change it so that he wears long sleeves rather than short sleeves, then it deletes his position. It doesn't save his position. Good stuff. Some of that's now fixed apparently in a huge FIFA 20 patch.
But
so
it
best
shouldn't
of luck
have
to everyone.
launched like that.
It doesn't matter, buddy.
Terrible.
People bought it.
Yeah. And then complained about it.
It doesn't matter.
And they'll buy it again next year and complain about it. We'll never learn.
I complained about Pez, but I also bought it, but at least I waited for a sale.
Exactly. Going back to the vaccination thing, obviously with that people die. Like we can't kill these people that keep buying FIFA every year. Or I mean, not personally us. Like they it's not natural selection. They can continue to breed, buddy.
The loot crates is the natural selection there, buddy. People pissing away their hard-earned and ending up sleeping under a bridge because they're so stupid that they're spending money on card packs.
Oh, that's true.
It's all there for you. The positives are always there for us, but then, if we just choose to look for them. You
know, if you move to like Poland, you get like 500 zloty, or I don't know what, it's probably euros, isn't it, for just having a kid. So they'll just have more and more kids, and then we're in more trouble.
It's difficult. It's a balancing act. It's a juggler. Yeah. Hard to say.
Anyway, yeah.
Either way, that's all the news.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's news.
We'll move on, shall we?
Yeah, I haven't got anything. So okay. I had one thing, actually. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, go on. Hang on. Well, in that case...
Oh, fuck, no, it's not really.
So I think it's about time for me to hand over to you, buddy, for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well, and that, of course, is Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favourite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. I haven't really got anything this week, as I said.
You said you had one thing.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. I mean, it's not really news. It's probably just something. But anyway, the headline was, looks like Horizon Zero Dawn Studios getting ready for a new announcement. There you go. I mean, that's nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what it is or when it is. You know?
Okay.
Horizon Zero Dawn 2?
Yeah.
What's after Dawn? Dusk? Horizon Zero Dusk. There you go. Midday. Horizon Zero Lunchtime.
11s.
Brunch. Yeah.
Horizon Zero Brunch.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like the original Horizon Zero Dawn, but Aloy is basically taking part in some sort of cooking sim.
Okay.
Overcooked.
It's going to be a PS5 launch title. There you go. I reckon.
Oh.
This predictions, just putting it out there.
Notice Sony confirmed the launch window of the PS5, and it is exactly when I said it was.
It's when you said it. Yeah.
Like 3 years ago.
There you go. You nailed it. I was totally wrong.
Yeah, suck a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Well, thanks, buddy. That was your news, and well worth stopping by for, in my opinion.
Totally welcome.
Absolutely.
I feel like I bring so much to this podcast.
You do, but before your news, of course, was my news, although it seems a world away at this point.
Yeah,
and,
indeed.
That was the news.
Yeah, it was.
And now it's time for Out This Week.
Let's take a look at some games coming out this week. Probably filled with microtransactions, loot crates, pay-to-win mechanics. Because fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Buy our shit.
That's out this week. I didn't bother doing any last week because there was nothing out last week.
Oh, okay. Well, there's some things.
Well, there
out
was
this week.
like about 30 games out, but I couldn't give a fuck about any of them.
Well, no, that's fine. That's fine, buddy. There's a picture of your face in the dictionary under the phrase due diligence.
That makes sense. Totally.
If the dictionary had phrases.
Yeah.
So to start off with, we've got WWE 2K20.
Is it time to buy a wrestling game?
It isn't.
Okay.
Have you seen
a picture of the characters on WWE 2K20? If you haven't,
I don't believe I have.
You should have a look at the character selection screen. It's something of a treat. I don't know if you'll be able to find it anyway, somewhere on the internet. It looks, yeah. Yeah. I gotta find it.
What?
Now. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good, isn't it? It's nice.
What on earth is going on there?
I don't know. It's just generally retarded.
I'm not keen on that.
No.
No. But that game's out. It's the same as the other games. And by that I mean the previous.
Yeah, 10. I doubt they've made that any good.
No. Also, Lonely Mountains Downhill arrives this week on consoles. It's a trial-esque 3D bike game. And you can play it if you buy it. Also, Cat Quest 2 arrives on Switch. It's Cat Quest 2, buddy, but it's on the Switch. I can't believe they managed to get that running on the Switch, but they did. And
fucking
it's out
magic. There you go.
This week. COD Modern Warfare. It's COD. It's the best COD in years. It's really fun. Really good online. Looks like the campaign's going to be boss. And if you buy it at launch, you can play it for 2 whole weeks before they chuck the microtransactions in.
Sweet.
And unbalance the thing to the hilt.
I can't wait.
And then are presumably prosecuted within sort of 6 months. I don't know. We'll see. Elsewhere, Medieval, the remake, is Medieval. But again, that's out this week. It's a good game.
It's actually, Medieval again.
It's Medieval again. The best games that come out these days are games that came out before a lot of the time. The Outer Worlds is a sandbox sci-fi game that's on Xbox Game Pass, is now arriving on PS4. It is mediocre. And finally...
how do you know it's mediocre?
because I've played it on Xbox Game Pass. But
Was it out now already on Game Pass?
Oh no, I'm thinking of something else.
Outer Worlds.
I've absolutely ballsed it.
Outer World looks really cool. It's by the people that made
It's
New
the
Vegas.
Fallout dudes. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I'm very sorry to the Outer Worlds. I don't know what I was thinking of. It's like a little astronaut game on
Astroneer.
No, Xbox One game. What's it called? It's a Game Pass game. So annoying.
Astroneer?
Full list of Xbox Game Pass.
Let's go for
games.
it one by one, buddy.
Here we are.
Yeah. Yes. Have you found it yet?
Not
See,
yet.
F1 2018's on Game Pass now.
Yeah, buddy.
That's cool. And Dishonored 2. And Stellaris. And City
Keep going,
Skylines.
Thank you. Keep going.
Do you want to go through?
Just keep reading them.
Am I looking for a spaceman?
I'm on D already.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
I'll go from the bottom.
It's probably got worlds in the title because that's probably why I associated it.
Okay. Right, my order's not in alphabetical, so that helps me. Man, I don't know what I'm looking for.
I'm on H.
What kind of game is this? Talk to me.
The sort of third person, or it might be first person.
Third is Void Bastards?
It's a sci-fi game. No.
Are we happy for you? Sci-fi? No. The Surge?
No.
Okay.
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds. There you go.
There you go. Outer Wilds. Not to be confused with the
Outer
Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
And apologies to the Outer Worlds, which may or may not be a good game from the dudes who made Fallout New Vegas.
It looks pretty decent. I've got it
looks
pre-installed, so I am looking forward to playing that. When's that on the 25th, which is next Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
Or Friday coming, really, I should say, because this goes out on
Could
Friday.
be a big in that. Yeah, could be big.
Looks interesting.
That's actually something quite excited about that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, there you are. Also excited about a game called After Party, which comes out this week, which is from the guys who made Oxenfree, Night School Studio.
I liked that game.
We both liked that game. It was cool.
Good.
This is an RPG where you die and are sent to hell and have to gate crash Satan's party and convince him to let you go back to Earth.
I'm all right with that.
There you go. Exactly. I didn't need any telling anything else either. That sounds good to me. So, yeah, maybe well worth a look. Yeah, interesting. There's a few games that came out while I was away that I'm kind of excited for. One of them being Grid, of course, which has been reviewed brilliantly, and I kind of want. But I suppose we'll probably wait for a sale on that.
One
because
game.
we're both very poor.
Well, yeah, there is one game that did come out last week that probably I should have mentioned was Big Drunk Satanic Massacre.
Okay.
This looks like an awful, awful game, and is coming out on the Switch.
I like the look of Concrete Genie. That also came out.
Yeah, that came
while I was
out.
away.
Yeah, that does actually look really, really cool. I think that's something that we should pick up at some point. I think it's 30 quid at the moment. But yeah, Big Drunk Satanic Massacre.
They've really gone for it with that name. Fair play to them.
It's one of the worst games I think I've ever seen.
Okay, there you go.
But hey, you know, people make this shit for some reason.
Much like this beer.
Oh,
Either
no.
way, that is out this week.
Cool.
And those are games that you can buy
There you go.
this week because it's when they come out.
Yay.
Every week, we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the JfG Podcast at gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk.
And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we want to know. Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street beat.
We want to know.
Get on the shoe.
Get on the show. Cosmic Dad got on the show this week, buddy.
Yeah,
because he says this. Got a question.
What?
He says, do you play with your y-axis inverted, or are you a weirdo?
Oh.
My daughter tells me it's a sign of how old I am that I have the invert Y on every freaking game these days. It used to just be normal.
It did used to be normal.
Are millennials so lazy they just learn the wrong way of playing rather than change a menu setting to be correct?
So I don't know. So inverted means up is down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I remember playing Halo as up is down, down is up. We're talking like Xbox original here.
Yeah.
The original Halo. And I think it was around about Halo 2 when I had a moment where I was just really confused. I loaded it up and I was like, is up down, or is down up, or is down down? And for the life of me, my brain just like literally had some sort of breakdown. I didn't know what I was doing, so I just kept it on default, and from there on, obviously up was up. So no, unfortunately I do not have y-axis inverted, buddy. It is, well, uninverted.
Up is up and down is down.
It is, yeah. And like I said, I just had that moment of spazziness, I guess. And I remember
I have never played any shooters, first or third person, with the y-axis inverted. I played through the original. I played through Quake 2 with the y-axis with up is up and down is down. I played through Half-Life, up is up, down is down. I've never inverted. The only time I ever did use inverting was flight sims
flying
stuff.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was going to say.
Where pushing the stick forward makes sense that it goes down. That's physics. That's how a plane works.
Yeah.
And the same for space sims like X-Wing.
Yep.
I used to use up is down, down is up. But for shooters, I never did. And now I don't think I ever
I don't play shooters anymore.
Well, not really. But, yeah. So it was standard, though. I used to have to invert everything all the time. When I was playing those old shooters, I had to put invert. And at that point, inverted was standard, and you had to switch it to non-inverted. I don't know exactly what point it changed. But certainly on all console games that I've ever played, I have had it on non-inverted. And I think even when we got to the 360 sort of era and we were playing like Blazing Angels, which is a literal flight sim, I think even then I wasn't having it inverted anymore. I was using up is up and down is down. So yeah, that's me, buddies. I think I played Rogue Squadron on the PC with inversion on.
There you go.
But in terms of shooters, which was my bread and butter through the 90s, I didn't play any of them inverted at all. So, I don't know, buddy. What do you reckon?
I'm looking at the last bit of the question. Are millennials so lazy? They just learn the wrong way of playing a game rather than change a menu.
We are millennials.
Yeah,
so
I guess, yeah.
The dictionary definition of a millennial.
What is a millennial? I don't even know.
I'm going to bring it up on the screen so that...
Are we that young now?
Absolutely
I feel
right.
young now. Ooh.
Millennials born between 1981 and 1996.
There you go. With that.
Yep.
So yeah, we are, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very... Yeah, I guess it is laziness. There you go, buddy. So
Yep.
I hope that answers your question.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Also, a question to finish things this evening from Covert Lee, who says, has anyone else seen Joker yet? This is going to be a very quick question, buddy. Anyone else seen Joker yet?
No.
I went to see it today and thought it was awesome. I would definitely recommend it. No.
Yes, no.
Neither is.
No, I have not.
We haven't seen that film. I do want to see that film.
I do want to see it.
I would like to understand how a bleak psychological thriller starring Joaquin Phoenix could possibly be directed by the dude who shat out the Hangover trilogy. And for that reason, I'm very excited to see it. Yeah. But from the whole beginning, like, it's been marketed so beautifully and it looks very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Don't think the missus is too keen, so I probably won't get to the cinema for that one. But certainly, when it appears on nefarious download sites, I will be telling people not to pick that up whilst doing so myself. Nice, well played. You up for that, buddy? You looking forward to Joker? Yeah, I am, to be honest. It looks interesting. From what I've heard, it's it's more about his mental state than anything else. And he's pretty great, Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah, bit of a ledge. So yeah, I am looking forward to watching that. Something I definitely will view with my eyes. With your eyes. And it's big thumbs up from Covert Lee. And thanks very much for getting in touch. Gibbons. And that was on the Discord, buddy. So on the Discord, of course, you can join in the Discord chat by heading to the JfG Podcast.co.uk, where you'll find a link to our Discord channel. You can also find it on our Twitch channel as well, which we're streaming on literally right meow. Oh, right meow. Twitch.tv. Yeah. / the JfG Podcast. We're on YouTube as well, streaming, and occasionally Mixer, aka beam.fucking.pro. No, but, not at the moment. Not at the moment. They want me to jump through some hoops, and I'm just not doing it. Fuck that. Do one. Yeah. But thanks very much to contributors this week. Gibbons. And, get involved. So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 230 of the podcast. It's been a time. 230. I'm gagging for a piss, and it's somehow reached 11:15. So I know. I very much doubt I'll be doing anything after this. No, I'm going straight to bed. It's been a while, so we had a lot to talk about. Luckily, next week we'll be back to absolute nothing, because we would have done absolutely nothing. So that's good news. That seems highly likely. This weekend begins my preparation for the Christmas dinner. That's right. This is the first year ever I will be cooking the Christmas dinner for my whole family. Dinner. Nice. Yeah. So I've got to get a lot of roast preparations in. I've got to get a lot of... Basically going to be doing a roast a week all the way up to Christmas, perfecting all of my various practices. I like it. Everyone likes a roast. Fucking yeah. And the weather's absolute gobshite, so it's perfect. Staying inside, drinking, eating... Bam. Right for a roast. Yeah. Hibernation time. Sleepies. I'm a fan. Beautiful. Yeah, right. Let's fuck off. Let's do one. Yeah. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. It's a pleasure to be back. And we'll be back again next week, of course, with another exciting episode of the JfG podcast. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash. Goodbye. Farewell. You've been listening to the JfG podcast with Ash and me, Alex. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll also find our Discord and Street Beat if you want to get involved with the show. Our Facebook is / the JfG podcast, and our Twitter handle is @ the JfG podcast. We're on all those video streaming sites too, buddies, from TubeTube to twitch.tv / the JfG podcast to mixer.com, aka beam.fucking.pro. We've got a PS4 community you can join. Just search the JfG podcast on there. And we're also on Google Plus if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time.